Hey sports bettors, welcome back to the channel. My name is Boyd. I teach beginner and struggling sports bettors how to use market-driven insights to learn how to bet like a pro. And this is a second video in a series that's all for the beginner. This is all about the beginner, taking you from someone that's just getting started, has relatively no experience, or maybe some experience but struggled, really to elevate you and transform you quickly into an educated, sharp sports bettor to start to deploy those tactics. And today we're talking about odds, probability, and pricing. Those are the three things that are really key components in what pros do to profit. And what I'm going to teach you that is critical. Start talking about money. So let's dig in. So again, guys, this is a key component to start to turn you from a beginner and a struggling sports bettor into a sharp sports bettor, one that can take advantage of the markets. And so this is critical to understand these types of things: odds, probability, and pricing. So first up is odds. Let's talk about odds. Odds many times is going to come out as a probability, and that's totally fine. More importantly to me, odds is a price. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's dig in and take a look at some odds and what I mean by odds and probability. First of all, there's fractional odds, and fractional odds are pretty common in the UK and Ireland. And, these are the odds that show you how much profit you'll make relative to your stake. So for example, 5-to-1 means you'll win $5 for every $1 bet. That's an example of a fractional odd situation. Now, at decimal odds, decimal odds are very popular in Europe and Australia and Canada. These are the odds that show you your total return for every dollar that you wager, which includes your stake. So basically 6.0 odd means you get back $6 for every $1 bet, which again includes your stake. So a little bit different, and that's how they do that in the decimal form. Now, money line odds. We talked a little bit about the definition of money line earlier and how it has a price. Now here's where this is critical and important, because when I say odds and price, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So it's obviously very widely used in the United States with money line odds, and it shows you how much you need to bet to win $100 or how much you'll win on a $100 bet. So again, team A plus 500 means you win $500 on a $100 bet. So total of 600, your $100 stake plus a $500 profit. While a minus 200 means if you bet $200, you'd win $100. So the minus, again, is the favorite, and that's how you would break down the money line odds, which is very, very much correlated, obviously, with the price and some probability. Let's dig into that next. So next up is pricing, and pricing is essentially just shopping around for the best odds, the best price, the best line. So for example, minus 110 at minus 2.5 if you're betting on the favorite is much better than minus 120 at minus 3, say in an NFL game. So you want the lowest bet, lowest odds, highest payout, best terms essentially on what you're trying to acquire. So here's why this pricing is so crucial. And the sports books always offer slightly different odds on the same event, and you'll find that the small difference in odds can mean a huge and significant difference in profits over time. I've done videos in the past where player A and player B have had the same picks because player A shopped and got better prices, even though they won and lost the same amount of games. It was actually ahead substantially in dollars and savings and profits, because basically if you're betting consistently at plus, say, 110 instead of plus 100, and you're getting that little extra amount, you have that slight edge, it's going to add up big time for the profits. Always remember, paying less juice, or VIG, which is essentially the commission the sports books take, is a key to maximizing your returns. For example, a standard minus 110 line means you're paying 10% VIG, 10% juice. But if you find a minus 105 line, you're only paying about 5% VIG or 5% juice. So over time, paying lower VIG means more money stays in your pocket. You're acquiring that asset for less money and winning more, losing less. So we talked about odds and how they're reflective of the probability in your payouts. And so many times the implied probability, or the odds, are simply that. They're implied according to the price offering or the wager of the sportsbook. Now the real secret of success is finding the implied probability so much different than the price and the offering, to where you're getting a much better real probability and real solution, a real answer to a game and an outcome, and getting the best odds or the best payout. And so that's the true combination of how they correlate and go together. Let's take a look at another example. So the question kind of comes up, why is this important? Why is this critical? Understanding this implied probability and how you can assess if a bet offers value, which is what you always have to have is the value. So let's say, for example, a positive money line odds or probability is 100%. So plus 100 is 100%. For negative money lines or probability, it's going to be totally different. So minus 200 odds has an implied probability of 66.67%, and certainly a plus 500 odds has an implied probability of 16.67%. So if you're looking at a wager and it has plus 500 odds, do you think that team has more than a 16.67% probability of getting that money line bet correct? So understanding that implied probability, talk about real probability, which is the true actions as the game goes on. But this is at least sort of a guideline to see if you're getting some value based on the markets. So just to recap, odds, pricing, and probability are really the three pillars of successful sports betting. So you definitely want to understand the odds. You want to be able to calculate the probability and make sure you're getting a good value by shopping for the best line. If you want to do a deeper dive in any of these topics, send me a message, send me a note. We'll do a free one-on-one consultation to talk to you about this. It's really the key to success. It's really where it's at, is understanding and getting good at these three areas. And so again, hopefully this is all going to help and make a lot of sense. And make sure you like, subscribe, and join the channel for more of this type of betting content.